It gives me great pleasure to have the second coming of Keith Checker in. It gives me great pleasure to have George Gasson on today. We've had a few no-shows for this roundtable, a late injury to Kev Town. I mean, he couldn't come on today. It's an absolute pleasure to have George on. It's the first time I've spoken to George on his own, funnily enough, since episode 1 of this podcast. So this will be episode 72 coming out this Friday. So again, always an honour and a privilege to talk to he who bangs the drum, George Gasson.
Thanks, Chris. It's a bit of a throwback, isn't it?
It is a little bit of a throwback.
All the way back to that first podcast. Great to talk to you, Chris. It's been an interesting week being a Hastings United fan this week. One of those ones where you lose a game but come away with a lot of positives. Going to Hornchurch on Saturday reminded me a lot of the Ramsgate game last season where we lost. I don't know if you remember, we lost 3-2 over there.
I do remember that.
Yeah, in the pissing rain, and we battered them in the second half, and it felt like shades of that really, despite having 10 men on Saturday. And I know we saw a big difference in an opinion from those who went to the game and those who just saw the score online. And everyone who I spoke to who's been to the game has been really positive about the performance, and rightly so.
Yeah, so just for those that don't know or haven't seen the result, I'm sure most people have seen the result. We did lose 3-0, yes, and a very early sending off. I wouldn't mind just talking about that sending off because I saw that on video, and maybe I'm just an old crusty, but I think the handball rule does need to be looked at. Maybe I'm completely biased, but I always thought it was intentional putting a hand out to stop a ball, and now it appears to be the shoulder just there. Now, I mean, what's your thoughts? Have you seen the highlights of that?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it back, and within the rules as they are, it's handball.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, the referee's got it right. Because that's his job, and it's not his job to make the rules; it's to enforce them, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah.
It's a shame. It kind of killed the game for us, but then it didn't. Obviously, because we had such a good second half, which we'll talk about. But yeah, it's a massive shame, and that it doesn't have to be deliberate now. He's hit his arm; it's on the line. It's going in, but it's a goal if that doesn't happen. For me, one rule change I'd have in football is if it's in that situation and it's definitely going in, and we all know it's going in, is to do a similar thing like in rugby, and they give a penalty goal, they give a penalty try, because then the right things happened. The bloke gets his goal anyway. He's not the ball towards goal. It's his goal. It's 1-0 like it should be, but 11 versus 11.
Yeah.
I think that might be maybe a way around that, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. No, so it's just really sort of unfortunate all round, really. Obviously, we might say something different if Louis saved a penalty, but really, I'd rather see that. And we saw like it was not the same, but like Luis Suarez in the World Cup was actually a proper deliberate handball, wasn't it, against Ghana? I think it was. Like if that's just a goal, I think that's a fairer result than a red card and a penalty, which is still a risk for the attacking side. So yeah, but hey ho, you can't really say anything about the referee there at all.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not criticising the ref. It's just, to me,
it's a shame, isn't it? It's just a shame.
I mean, what was he going to do? Throw his body out of the way? I don't know, but maybe I'm biased. So we'll move on from that. To be fair to Hornchurch, they did score an absolutely cracking second goal.
Worldy free kick. So where in Hornchurch you can't really get right behind the goal. It's an athletics track. So we were slightly on the side at the other end, but we had a really good view of that goal. Absolute cracker. He's hit it so hard. You could have two keepers in there. I think we struggled to stop that. So yeah, that's some of the quality that we're going to face in this division, I suppose. So got players who can hit the ball that hard, finish with that accuracy, and it's going to be hard because free kick's going to be given away on the edge of the box like that. So yeah, 2-0 down, 11 minutes, down to 10 men, and from then, without the fight of the team, it could have been a really, really long afternoon for us.
I couldn't make the game, but when I saw that score on Twitter, I saw we were 2-0 down, one thing I didn't expect, I did not expect us to be losing 6 or 7-0. I did not, because I know this team, the heart of the team, the passion of the team, I just didn't I didn't expect it. Yeah. And clearly, as I've seen the highlights, you were at the game, George. We really come into that game and we really did press to try and get back in there.
Yeah, and they Hornchurch, still managed to get a couple of chances in the first half, but so did we. Even in the first half, I know our second half was very good, but we still managed to build ourselves into the game. We're down to 10 men. Defender's been sent off, and who comes on as a sub? James Hull. Bold move, and maybe that took the Hornchurch by surprise a little bit. It took us by surprise, but it was wonderful for us to bring on a striker after that's happened and reshuffle in that way, and it seemed to really, really work. So that tactical in-game side, that it's fascinating to watch. And actually, in the second half, weren't behind the goal again. We were sort of near our dugout on the side, so it's really interesting to see what was going on from the bench. Obviously, we don't understand all the ins and outs of it. What do we know? We're just watching a game of football. Yeah. But just to see how positive we were, and actually how annoyed the players were when we didn't put some of those chances away. Like really, you could see the frustration in them, that they really thought that they should and could be getting something out of the game even during the game.
That James Hull chance as well. I think he hit the crossbar. So lovely.
Yeah,
really unlucky. I mean, it was a lovely goal, that.
Yeah, it's not really a missed chance either. He sort of manufactured a good header from quite a way out. We'd have done really well to score from there. And then there's just a few more where balls have, and I think later in the season we score these when the team's more clicking more, where balls have come across the box. It just needed a touch. Some wonderful play by Sam Hasler across that second half as well, just creating chances. Yeah, and just loads of things happening. So many positives from so many of the players. Tom Chalmers looking fantastic again.
How did Kane Penn look?
Kane Penn really good. And actually, coming away from the game, so I thought he might be under a lot of pressure, down to 10 men, and being a younger player, in the side, newer player in the side. Don't really remember much coming down our left at all for them at all. So that's a credit for him. One of those ones where if you're not noticed as much in that aspect, then you're probably doing a good job. Don't really see many problems coming down that side, and he looked to get involved with it up the pitch as well. Loads of energy, so that was really great from him. Alex Breffo looking rock solid in the middle as well. Yeah, Ben battling again. Just runs himself into the ground. So yeah, loads of positives. The fact that not only, we worked hard, but we lost. It wasn't even about that. It's the fact that we were good enough.
Good patterns of play.
Patterns of play. We started to win battles in the middle of the park as well, even though we were outnumbered. And we were all over them for a good 20, 25 minutes. It was just all us, all over them. They had one chance in the second half and they scored. But we were genuinely all over them. That was due to quality.
Yeah. And an outlook as well. They were obviously bringing on a forward, actually trying to go for it. From what I saw, those highlights, just really great. Left, right, across the pitch.
Yeah.
Build up, not long ball, real good stuff. So and then obviously they killed us off at the last minute. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. It wasn't our day, but we were trying to play in the right way.
Yeah, absolutely.
George, talking about we played Eastbourne Borough yesterday when we were recording this, and I noticed a certain Lloyd Dawes managed to get 45 minutes without getting injured. I mean, could it be that this man is going to make our team again this season?
We always say this is a new signing if it happens, isn't it? And everyone, he comes across like he really wants to provide something for the team. Comes across as though he really cares. Popular with the fans, I think, because of that. And just he's deadly, isn't he? Absolutely deadly as a player. So I think every one of us wants him to do well and get fit, and he clearly enjoys his football. So really exciting if he's back.
Well, yeah, and also a young Oscar Barry, the son of Gareth Barry. If he's half as good as his dad,
Well,
Wow.
if you believe Robbie's song, which is
Remind me of it.
he drives opponents mad, he's better than his dad. So if
Oh,
Robbie's right, then we've got a Premier League football on our hands, haven't we? So,
excellent.
and Robbie's never wrong, is he? So,
No, only linesmen are wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They, yeah. So exciting times now. Looking forward to brightening Sea Region, George.
Excellent edit there, Chris.
Thank you. Oh, you get. But I think this is a game we're winning. I've spoken to Gary earlier this week, and he reckons that's a game we're winning. So anyone that's listening to this, first of all, get yourself down the Pilot Field and get shouting for the boys this Saturday. That's what we all want. Moving on. Sorry, George, please. What's your thoughts on this game coming up?
Well, look, the starting fixtures are tough. I mean, it's probably the worst time. It's probably the worst time in the whole season to play Aveley. It's always talk about newly promoted sides doing, being on that run, and obviously they won the league just like us. And we could have won that game. Hornchurch and Folkestone, tit for the playoffs or promotion themselves, but right up there, know what it's about in this division. Lewis as well coming up. It's a really, really tough start. I think, Brighton Sea, obviously a good enough team to be in this division. They'll be good, but yeah, it's a winnable game, isn't it? It's a winnable game for both sides. I'm looking forward to just competing, using our home advantage. Like you say, everyone's got to get down the Pilot Field on Saturday. It's a massive game.
And talking of home field advantage and now defensive advantage, because the lovely JAKE Elliott's returned to the club. I fully expect him to be going straight into that starting lineup, and maybe we see TC moving up the pitch. And oh my God, that's that'd be a joy to watch.
That right hand side is, it's we've signed it. Well, he's played centre back and right back, didn't he, Jake? I don't know where he played. Where he's going to sort of fit into this side, but certainly makes us more flexible. And obviously, one of our best players is currently playing at right back. So it'd be really interesting to see where he ends up, whether it's more in the middle or so further up. Or fascinating. He's been playing quite high up anyway, marauding through sort of defences. So yeah, really, really, really positive. That everyone's delighted that he's back. Every time I spoke to him when he was at the club, seemed like a top bloke. Really, really genuine guy. So we know he fits in with the dressing room, which is something we always talk about with new signings. So that's really, really exciting.
Yeah, no, I've had him on this podcast obviously a few times, and lovely guy, real lovely bloke. And obviously, moving on from that game, we've got to talk about Lewis. Big bank holiday Monday fixture that I know, George, you've been trying to arrange. Basically a beer train, I think, to Lewis. So that should be marvellous scenes for all those that are going.
Well, it's a 10:39 train out of Hastings. I think it stops at Orr as well. But yeah, 10:39 train out of Hastings, direct to Lewis. There'll be a load of us on it, and we'll be, I'm sure, checking out some of the local facilities in Lewis before the game. So yeah, come and join us. Let's make a big bank holiday day out of it. All welcome. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few cracking pubs in Lewis, so
yeah, absolutely.
You can't go wrong there. You can't go wrong.
Anyone that's thinking about going but not sure about what it's going to be like on a bank holiday and getting there, I've posted loads of information on the Hastings United fans page for anyone to have a look at in terms of like disability access, travel, ticketing. It's all on there on the Hastings United fans page. So get on there and have a look.
And that's Facebook, yeah?
That's Facebook, yeah.
Facebook, yeah. Okay. All right then. Okay. Well, listen, George, thanks for your time. Enjoy this weekend. I can't be there, but I will be.
You're there Saturday, though. You're there Saturday.
I'm working, but I'm going to come on my break. So I'm hoping.
Amazing.
I'm hoping to stretch my break somewhat.
2 hours.
I'm really hoping, but there's a lot of Nescafe in Hastings. That's all I'm going to say. So who knows? But I'll definitely be there in some form for Saturday. But Monday I can't make it, and I want to cry about that. But listen, see you at that game.
Yes.
And you take care, George. See you at game, mate. Yeah,
We're going up, Chris. We're going up.
Yeah, we'll
Going
put
up.
money on that. Let's put money on that. We'll
going
talk on
up.
Saturday about that. Right.
See you Saturday.